a conversation with one of Liberia's intellectuals,
A pleasant good
Alvin
afternoon.
Wesseh. He's
This
the
is
chair of
Star TV
political
Liberia,
education
Freedom FM.
at
We are
the
live
Congress of
here
Democratic Change National.
at
So he's Alvin
the
Wesseh, who will
CDC
be
where
orientated on some training governmental
the
issues in Liberia and also
member of
Liberia. So we're
CDC
having
Youth
us
League,
to Alvin
Alvin
Wesseh
Wesseh, to
to
address
speak
the
strongly
press
on
on
the
some trending international
Liberian issues
issues.
in Liberia. As you have been following
Yeah.
him as one of the intellectuals, more branded one, known for his uh, long voice and intellectual driven voice. Yeah, so Alvin Wesseh, so what is it?
But thank you, members of the press. It's an honor to always be at your invite whenever we are called to address some critical national issues and speak to issues that confront the general interest of the broader masses of our people on major happenings in the country, on governance issues. And that's why we are always cognizant of the fact that it is our inherent revolutionary obligation to doing this, because that is the bulwark of a wholesome function of democracy. It's always important. I'd like to say thank you all so much for the opportunity.
Mr. Wesseh, basically, you are from the opposition political parties, and there has been trending issues such as the budget and the new 34 fleets of buses that brought into conference somehow last week by this government, by your opposition your contenders. Basically, do you care to lay your thoughts on the 1.2 billion draft budget by the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning?
I think the like I said the over exaggerated budget is shapeless, economically shapeless. Like I said, and with the level of criminal maneuvering by the United Party administration, it has complexion in terms of some of the figures that have been inflicted within the budget, particularly in areas that are tantamount to stealing from state covers and state resources, particularly the NSA, for example. You have additional 8 million United States dollars that have been placed within the NSA's budget for the purpose of building the United Party's headquarters, which is an affront. I think the whole investment things that improve the living condition and livelihood of the masses of our people. So majority of 76% of the budget, the national budget, as you know, is on recurring expenditure. Everything go back to salary and everything. Nothing speaks to a clear roadmap, a clear path to public sector development, particularly on the kind of apportionment and the allotment place for public sector development is infinitesimal to the complex economic conditions. It is infinitesimal to the to the infrastructural deficits, to the economic quagmire Liberians, the suffering Liberians are going through across the country.
I heard you said 8 million, approximately 8 million is being put in the budget through the line of the NSA for the construction of that's the United Party headquarters. Are you sure about that?
It is not just true, is an incontrovertible evidence.
Okay.
It's an irrefutable evidence. Irrefutable evidence. Not just irrefutable evidence, but it is clear within the criminal budget of the United Party. It's a criminal budget of the United Party. And
Why you telling the budget to be criminal?
because any budget that does not and the aspirations of the master place when you Nicodemus place 8 million additional 8 million in the NSS budget. The NSS budget according to their budget is around 22 million United States dollar. I mean 22 million United States dollar. And additional 8 million in that NSA budget goes toward the building of the Unity Party's headquarters, which is an affront to the masses of our people in terms of their resources. You cannot use state resources, the taxes that the people pay, to implement political party agenda. This is fundamentally wrong. That is not what the national budget should be. The budget should be able to address social services, the economic conditions of the masses of the people, the material conditions of the people, of the suffering masses. That's what budget should be meant for. That's what budget should be used for. Addressing the issue of rural education, addressing issue of health, and other issues that confront the broader masses of our people. Instead, it was a criminal maneuvering of the Unity Party to have placed 8 million, additional 8 million, making it 22 million at the NSA's budget, making that allotment just because the Unity Party is intended, or the Unity Party is intending to build a party headquarters. The Unity Party never had money in this country. 2 years ago, we were in this country. Unity Party never had a dime. She was thrown out. Unity Party was thrown out, booted out, right? Kicked out in this country because she could not afford rent. Where is the Unity Party taking $8 million United States dollars from? Where is the Unity Party taking that colossal amount? That amount is very huge. The Unity Party that was broke, Mr. Boakai, the current political leader and standard bearer of the Unity Party, or the president of the country, he was living alone. Once upon a time, he's intimated that he squandered opportunities that were belonging to the masses of our people, the suffering masses, the uproar of our country. That's what he said. So it is astonishing. It is astonishing for Unity Party now to start to steal state resources, and that's why these people will be brought to the judicial system of our country, the national jurisprudence, to answer questions on the issues of corruption in that country. This is alarming. This is alarming. You cannot steal public resources for political purposes and to implement effectual political agenda. That is wrong. That is wrong, and we have received credible intelligence from our sources. The Unity Party, as I speak to you, is in they're in the 17 districts. About 2 million has been dispatched. 2 million have been disbursed. 2 million have been dished out already to mobilize our Liberians across the 17 districts and 8 environs. These are credible information that I'm giving you right now. And several servants.
These are allegations. Fidel, these are allegations.
I'm saying to you,
these are allegations.
I'm saying to you, there are three individuals, and 3 areas where the money have been dispersed. Amos Twe, the managing director of the FPRC,
This reported.
Amos Twe is one of the distributors. Colonel Kra is one of the distributors, and Mo Ali. As I speak to you, they are working, they are forcing and compelling civil servants. Again, they are compelling civil servants. They are now compelling civil servants that if they do not come for the so-called December 6 program, most of them will lose their jobs. They are threatening civil servants to lose. And they are going after civil servants, threatening them, they compelling them, they are forcing them to be part of the Unity Party's field or called December 6 assembly as I speak to you. So the community the community process, like I spoke about earlier, are something that the Unity Party has already begun dishing out money. They are forcing people. I saw them in some of the communities. They are taking people's names down. The Unity Party are taking, and it's already be paying people.
Do you have pictures?
I'm saying to you, they're taking people's names down, and they'll be paying people $50. They are recruiting people to go to the party headquarters.
Do you have pictures?
I'm saying to you, I'm saying to you, across the 17 districts.
And you mentioned communities.
Yeah, there are specific communities. We have communities in the Oro vicinity. We have communities.
Do we have
and there are
evidence
communities. There are prima facie evidence. There are incontrovertible and irrefutable evidence The Unity Party is compelling and coercing citizens. They pay them 50 United States dollars. That recruitment exercise has begun in the community and it goes across the 17
It's a
districts.
strong
I am
allegation.
saying
Very
to
strong.
I'm saying to you, the failed December 6th gathering, so-called coming home, right? It's been dollarized. There's complete dollarization. It's been monetized. Then they are coercing civil servants and coercing Liberians because the United Party under 2 years has lost democratic legitimacy and has lost the democratic will and pleasure of the masses of our people. So they're doing everything possible to be able to counter the popular convergence of the people in what was done October 18 at the headquarters of the new headquarters of the Congress for Democratic Change.
Are you scared? Are you scared that you share proximity? You have your construction site directly opposite housing logs. And some might be wondering, assuming at once, that you are so afraid of the Unity Party going back to their old area because of the number. And they are saying you do not have evidence in that manner. Why is that having
No,
seen
I think that's it's inconsequential. We do not we don't want to dignify the United Party in terms of where she stands. I think we do not dignify the United Party. We don't want to get them credence. No currency actually.
So
You
Fidel, I
spoke
attended,
about
I attended the press conference on yesterday, and then the Union Party is expected to return to the old party's headquarters in the Congo town, and then slogans were being chanted like "We bet you to go back to your old horse." Basically, I feel that that slogans were actually being pointed to CDC, you being kicked out of your old party headquarters by the Unity Party. Do we get to respond
I
to that,
do not.
to that
No, no, no,
slogans?
no, no. These are political psychopaths. I do not indulge into verbal diarrhea. I will not. I don't get. I don't want to get in currency.
Well, they are saying
No, no,
that.
no. I'm saying to you, nobody's in party headquarter tournament here. Nobody is. Listen, we are not in any Olympic about going back to old party headquarters. It is being very childish on the part of these reactionary forces and hostile charlatans of the Unity Party to even talk about. We're talking about governance in this country. The material condition, the appalling condition, the mass of the people, the suffering masses here. Schools are open. You understand? There are a lot of students who've dropped out. Look at the MCC scorecard,
Yeah.
the report in the country. It's alarming, it's scaring. Look at the issue of child health. Children are now are languishing in medical paralysis because the government cannot fund basic health services that create the environment to be healthy and to get them a better living condition out of it. Look at what happened in the MCC scorecard. Trade policy, the government massively and measurably feel into that in that aspect. Not only that, but the whole government have lost track on effective governance, and that is the bulwark, that is the pillow of governance in our country. When a government loses track on effective management of its policies, effective management of its mission and vision is automatically leads to the masses of the people become victims of historical circumstances, economic circumstances. The condition that we must confront that what we have to focus on. Look at the rule of law, for example. The MCC scorecard has given the Unity Party a devastating bloody political nose, rare nose, that the MCC scorecard saying that under these tyrannical, dictatorial, totalitarian states, the entire aspect that has to do with the rule of law is being sabotaged. The rule of law has been circumvented. The rule of law has been bastardized. Who? Why? It's because the last mafia of the old order, Mr. Joseph Niman Waka, the mafia from Foya, has always broken the law and circumvented law enforcement institutions. That's why you see today what happened in real light is indicative. It's evidence of the fact that the society now is degenerating into moral decadence, violence, and crisis in the country. We saw a few hours ago at the Capitol building. The masses of the people converge. Our people from the disabled community, they've been disenfranchised, they've been ostracized economically, they've been isolated, they've been dehumanized because we have a very, very, very ruthless and insensitive government that has come to siphon state resources and steal government fundings at the
Mr.
detriment of the
We said
masses.
you talk about the disabled, protesting at the executive mansion, and recently they were there and they spoke to us concerning for the president to dismiss their leader one, and also for the leader to account for the 200,000 that was given by the president, and also the 1.8 million that was given by Orange to the leaders for he to account for it. But you're talking about they are there, because of they are not getting the full support of the government.
The government takes responsibility. That is the the the, the role of the government to ensure that all citizens are respected and their welfare can be delivered according to their promises. That's what the government signed up for.
Let's go back to the MCC scorecard because Unity Party, in some of their analysis, that they have done well when it comes to governance, corruption, and other aspects on the MCC scorecard. They even say that they outshone CDC when it comes to the Millennium Challenge Compact. As a sedition, right? And I can remember CDC passed in one of the year back then, and now it's Unity Party. Comparing and contrasting the past of the CDC and the Unity Party. What's the take?
The first thing, it is a blatant falsehood for anybody to want to insinuate that they are past, particularly folks from the United Party who are vomiting blatant past the MCC scorecard. What what the indicators say in that, let it be clear, let it be straight. CDC in previous years passed of 14 out of that criteria and benchmark 22. We passed 14. We went beyond the expectation of the Liberian people in terms of governance. Today, you only pass on a condition, and that condition fell short. The condition fell short on key indicators of governance in the country. A key indicators of governance country. You're talking about employment opportunities, lack of employment opportunities, which is a fundamental basis for any government, reasonable government, responsible government. If a government that's supposed to provide basic jobs for its citizens will be given a red mark, miserable, massive failure within the context of taking job. You're talking about from 100% to 9%. This is troubling. It tells you that there is no hope for young people. There's no opportunities for job creation, and there's no jobs in this country. And that's why young people are languishing in poverty. And the young people continue to be outside of the equation in terms of employment opportunity. So that report highlighted the gross failure of the system with key and specific indicators. It highlighted poor trading policy by the government, the natural resources of the country. They have been given out without significant impact being experienced by the masses themselves. We talking about child health, for example, has not been given serious attention by the government. And if you look in the report spoke on so many issues, including the rule of law. Look at the country. The entire country has morally declined into democratic decadence. The rule of law have been bastardized. And you come to this place and you say you're trying to parade in arrogance of pomposity that you have passed. What have you passed? If you cannot provide opportunity for the masses of the people, employment, they say you have massively failed in employment and you still parading. The people say that you are not effective in terms of administering and implementing major governance policies that will impact the living condition of the people, and you are parading and you celebrating. They are said in a report that our natural resources have been bastardized and you still parading. They have said in a report that child health issue is a problem children are dying from curable diseases. The health sector is vulnerable, and you still parading. They have said in a report. They have said in a report that Liberia, I mean, recession in terms of rule of law is honestly no job for young people. So the United Party have tasked to speak on this matter because the last time we checked, we won 14, we passed 14, and we are the ones who can say clearly that this was how we demonstrated excellence in terms of the governance processes under the former president, Excellency President George Moore.
Mr. Alvin Wesseh, I still have interest in the NSA budget. Someone said that uh, the budget, the 2026 budget is around 1.2 billion, and the money that is allocated or that will be allocated to the NSA is to strengthen the security sector. Why are you coming out to tell the public that the 8 million is for Unity Party's headquarters?
Though I challenge the Unity Party surrogates and the small, tiny, can rescue puppets to refute this argument. That's an open challenge. I'm saying to you that that money was placed in the NSA's budget for the purpose of building the Unity Party headquarters. We all know in this country that the Unity Party was thrown out. The Unity Party was thrown out like a political wayward child.
But the people are
The
coming
Unity
out
Party was thrown. I'm listening.
to do a fundraising.
The fundraising. Why didn't the Unity Party raise funds when she was in opposition?
But now they have the opportunity.
Excuse me. Opportunity when you're in charge of the resources of the state. Opportunity when you're in charge of the finances of the country.
That's why they are doing it in 15 counties.
No, 15 counties. You have not done the 12 years when you were in power. But don't forget, the Unity Party we're talking about is a moral bound institution. The moral bound institution. It has been around since 1984.
And someone going to tell the question to you back.
Hold on now. Let me start. The Unity Party has been around since 1984. 1984. The Unity Party has existed almost close to 40 years.
And you been there
Hold
for
on.
20 years.
I'm saying to you, 12 years ago, the Unity Party was in charge of the resources of the country. Well, 2 years ago, the Unity Party was in opposition. Why didn't the Unity Party raise money since she wants to build party headquarters? Why didn't the Unity Party raise money?
They never had the opportunity.
No. The answer is that they never had the money because they were not in charge of the resources of the state. They were not in charge of the national budget. They were not in charge of the national budget. They were not in charge of the taxes of the people. So now they are in charge of the taxes of the people and they now control the resources of the state instead of them providing basic social services. Instead of them implementing welfare system.
But the welfare system is breaking in the 32 buses.
No, listen. You don't reduce welfare system to 32 antiquated and antediluvian buses. Buses that are defective buses. You saw the masses over there. You saw
the buses are new buses.
Yeah. You saw the masses booing. You saw how the masses were booing at them. They tell you that the people, look, the bread and butter issues in the country. They put discussing rent, they're discussing school fees, discussing that the JFK, the health system, the bankruptcy of the Liberian economy, the suffering of the masses of the people. They put discussing the economic condition here. There you have an old man who have leached on state resources since the 70s. And he thinks that it's an achievement to put himself in boss and start parading himself. And you think the masses will celebrate you, but you masquerade and you put your hand up and look across the window. It was an affront to the people of our country. It was an affront to the masses, and that was the reason why when the masses decided to say this was a provocation, and the way they could respond, they came out and they eloquently expressed their disgust on Mr. Bwaka. We thought Mr. Bwaka, who are purported to be a so-called governmental czar, we thought he would have done much after uselessly passing around, traveling from one country to another country. This multi-bank traveled all around the place. He came back with zero investment return to the states. He came back with nothing, absolutely nothing. He came back with no investment, no resources. So it is a shame, it's an embarrassment. We brought 33 buses in this country before. So I mean,
It was donated. It was
affected bosses.
It was 45.
yeah, 45.
It was
45,
donated by the
Have you,
individual.
have you understating that? 45.
Having basically let's be honest to the discussion. Basically,
What's the question?
those 34 fleets of buses are being brought according to the deputy director for administration on doing the dedication of these buses. You spoke of bread and butter issues. Transportation is one of the bread and butter issues of Liberia.
Certainly.
And to Kami, according to the deputy director for administration, these upon the arrival of these buses, they are set to provide 100 jobs for the young people. Don't you think it is also part of employing the
Don't
young
waste your
people?
time. Let's go back to the MCC scorecard. It told you that when employment was at 100%, from 100%, the current grades of the Unity Party is he has deteriorated. It has reduced to a very low 9% in terms of employment. The Unity Party government is doing nothing substantial. There's no significant intervention to creating employment opportunity. If you're telling me 13 buses or 10 buses
34.
or 34 buses, we can employ a good number of people in the country. You're talking about 100 persons. You just checked that.
According to him, I'm stating the
Listen,
deputy director for
you're talking
administration.
about millions of young people here who are out of the employment bracket, who are qualified, who are in the local labor market, labor equation qualified, and there is no opportunity for them. And you telling us that we should celebrate because somebody, according to you, that somebody will produce.
And the CDC
100.
celebrated the 45 buses that were brought in during a regime.
We never celebrated because we are part of. It is part of our mantra. It is part of our national vision to transform our society, to improve the condition of our people, to invest into transportation system in our country. That's why we were contemplating building more roads, and we also invested into these buses to ameliorate or try to ease the burden on the traffic and for our people. We did that. So that has always been our investment, and we must also take credit for that because it has always been the CDC's investment and contribution in terms of governance.
Let's go back to the budget, right? The House of Representatives, that's the Ministry of Finance or the executive branch, sent to the House of Representatives a whooping 1.2 billion that's budget, which is first of the kind in the history of Liberia, right?
To surpass that.
Yes, of course. Okay, I just laying the basis,
There
right?
should be
And the finance ministry, headed by Akosin Kafwan, said the budget is going to ease Liberians' problems. But there is a 95 million dollar gap within the just submitted budget, and the finance minister said it is a typographical error. How do you respond to that?
Baga is a professional and well-colored bandit. Gafwan is a professional, well-colored bandit and a criminal by excellence. Augustine paid Gafwan 95 million United States dollars.
Approximately.
In this age and dispensation, and you see that typographical error, that is a pathological lie. That money was intended to corrupt and to steal the state resources. And because we blew up air and we discovered the thievery, the banditry in Mr. Gafwan, and that's why he retreated into shameful withdrawal of that particular stuff. So it is a lie. It was nothing that typographical error. It was a well-designed, calculated economic and political conspiracy to steal that money from the Liberian people And we discovered that. And that's what we even thought. No, look at what happened. Look at the disgrace the Minister of Public Works for the asking on T-Max platform the last time. You understand? Today, what happened to the 10 million mansion in Foya? The 10 million mansion in Foya is alarming as well. No, the Unity Party is historically, the Unity Party is always leeching on state resources, is the perpetrator of corruption and bad governance in this country. Are you telling me in this country that the Minister of Public Works, who supervises, superintends, who has direct oversight and supervision over all of these major infrastructure development in the country, we set in this country a 10 million worth of mansion being built in Foya, and you want to tell the Liberian people that he knows nothing about. He knows nothing about the 10 million mansion. Did the mansion fall from the cloud? Fall from the cloud? Did they fall from the cloud? Nobody know where the mansion came from. Nobody is claiming ownership from the 10 million Foya mansion that is being built overnight. When JFK is languishing without medical support, when there are no beds for patients, when students in the rural areas, even urban areas, are now struggling for armchairs, when major government facilities are broken down, you see a president who is very gluttonous, not just gluttonous, but a president who is politically rapacious, a very greedy president, will be paying for himself condominium, will be paying for himself a mansion, while our roads, while our schools, while our hospitals are shutting down because of lack of investment and lack of fundings and adequate support from central government. That was wrong, and that is the criminal nature we're talking about on this government. So the 95 million, it was a dubious scheme to steal the resources from the masses, from our people, but we discovered that, and that's how corrupt government is. So government is morally bent to even talk about typographical. Nobody does or make typographical error with 95 million. This is tantamount to corruption. It's a bold-faced criminal attempt to stampoon and funnel state resources. That's what they were doing. So as I speak to you, we have deployed our people in the districts. The Unity Party is going around harassing people, telling them that they'll give them jobs and they'll give them $50 United States across the 17th district to come for the December 6th program. Civil servants are being coerced, they are being compelled. These are the credible information that I'm unleashing out to the public, that money is being dispatched by three persons. Mo Ali is dispatching the money, Mr. Amos Tue is dispatching the money, and Colin Kra is also assisting in terms of dispatching the money. And so they are dishing out 50-50 to Liberians, 50 United States. They are going around, they have the whole team in the communities, and we managed to have intercepted that team, and we are following the process very closely. That state resources that are meant to impart the living condition and invest into the masses of our people, into their social condition, their material condition, cannot be diverted for unscrupulous, reckless, parochial public gain. What is the public gain? The people do not want party headquarters. The people do not want party headquarters. When you come to power, you empower the people. You do not dash party headquarters on them. So it was a verbal diarrhea from the juvenile managing director at FPRC to even pass around with sort of shameful statement. He's talking about we will build party headquarters all around the place. Where were you 2 years ago? Why didn't you build party headquarters 2 years ago? Why didn't you build party headquarters 30 years ago, since you've been in establishment in the political corridor for a very long time? Why didn't you build party headquarters all the time? 12 years ago, you presided over the wastage of the Liberian economy. 12 years ago, there were 68 book of concessions agreement that were signed. 12 years ago, Mr. Baka here, who is a now parasite of a political liability, was presiding over the Senate deliberation. He was the vice president for the Senate. Why didn't the guys build party headquarters? Why they want to build party headquarters when we do not have roads? Why they want to build party headquarters when we do not have clinics, no hospital, no school? The masses are saying, give us development. They're not asking for party headquarters. When you come to power, you do not give party headquarters to the people. When you come to power, you develop the social condition, the material condition of the masses, you improve the living standard, and you invest into the economic well-being of the state and its people. That should be the mantra. That should be the fundamental objective of any civilized democracy. So the United Party is still campaigning. They do not know how to govern. The United Party, I'm afraid. The United Party doesn't know how to govern.
Mr. Wesseh, you're talking about the party's headquarters of United Party, and United Party is in route of constructing an overhead bridges around the country, and the United Party government is taking initiative, not initiative, but is constructing the roads from St. Paul's Bridge to Bombay County.
Hello.
Don't you see it as
Hello. Let me
a
say this to
development?
you. Let me say to you. Can you listen? The 8 million they're taking from the NSS budget, though, we will audit the Unity Party when we come to power 2029. When Her Excellency, Comrade President George Weah shall have come to power 2029, the Unity Party will be audited. We can assure you that. We can assure you that. All those who are now using taxpayer money for political aggrandizement will be audited. We can assure them. We can assure them about that. They will be audited. So when you talk,
Do you think you have become part of the
listen. Let me say this to you. 2029, the Unity Party will meet its unprecedented catastrophic Waterloo. I can assure you that.
I have interest in the presidential villa in Lofa County.
The villa.
And you spoke about it. It is 10 million.
10 million.
Yeah. So don't you think that it is a development? Because that villa is not for Joseph Boakai only. It is for president to come. Don't you think that is a development for part of Liberia?
Boakai, who is a reckless octogenarian, the last mafia of the old order and the political status quo. 2 years back, this man told us that he was living on loan. He said that to us that he was living on loan. Not only that, this man who told us that he's squandering opportunities because it's a complete liability on the state. He said for the 2 years in government, he brought nothing substantial to the people of Foya and the people of Lofa County. I am saying to you, what is development when JFK is languaging into paralysis, medical paralysis? What is development when students are sitting on the bare floor and they do not have access to chairs? What is development when the market condition in the various markets across the 15 sub-political divisions are appalling? The people do not have the means to survive. People are selling and there are no buyers because of the deteriorating and declining economic conditions here. Then you're talking about presidential villa. Who put a presidential villa? Boakai must answer. If Boakai does not answer, we give him Boakai. We give him the Unity Party government.
It's a gift to the country.
Give which country?
Liberia.
Liberia. Nobody gives overnight. A gift that does not have ownership. Mr. Daniel Sando has come. Kula Fofana, Cornelius Crack, Rene Giddens. All of them, more than 4 different conflicting statements. Nobody can provide empirical evidence, ownership about who owns the mansion in Foya. No one has come to the public domain and the public glare to tell us who owns the mansion in Foya. Although now we are yet to establish the owner. So it is not that mansion. It is not it did not fall from heaven, right? It's not a ghost mansion. It must have owner, and we want to know the owner. Who built that mansion? If we do not know the owner, then the people of Lofa County, the Liberian people will occupy that. They will seize that. We will confiscate that, and when we determine that Boakai and other people who are now using state resources for profit and benefit, will bring them to justice. Will bring them to book. It is alarming. It is alarming. Under 2 years, Boakai has already built condominium. This same Boakai meant to us that you rob Louis Barrel. Have you forgotten that? Today, Boakai ride the latest Lexus in this country. He runs the latest lessons in the country. This thing Bwaga told us, yeah, that it was wrong to run private jet. It was wrong yesterday to run private jet. Today, Bwaga, with his insatiable appetite for material prosperity, material prosperity. Bwaga now runs the latest private jet in the country, while students at the university continue to languish in poverty, in destitution, while the masses of the people continue to remain the victims of economic circumstances in the country.
Mr. Wesseh, your voice has been one of the vocal voices in the country's politics, ranging from your student politics, your student times up to today's in the politics. From my end, what are some of the evidential indicators about your standard bearers return to the presidency in 2029? Listen to all of the happenings just opposing the two administrations of political parties, that is Unity Party and CDC.
Look, I've said that over and over. The Unity Party will be retired. There will be a cataclysmic, unprecedented political Waterloo. The Unity Party will meet for political demands. The Unity Party, look, let me say this to you. For the first time, I want to disagree with the political leader of the Congress for Democratic Change. And let me say this to you. Let me disagree. For the very first time, I want to be emphatic. I want to be categorical, unequivocally clear, unambiguously clear. Let me say this to Mr. President, the former president of the Republic of Liberia, that we would disagree with you, Mr. President. 2029, we will not accept result. We will not accept peace, but we accept victory. And we ensure you that you will be taken to the executive mansion. Mr. President George Manawia will be taken to he will return to the executive mansion. The young people under the banner of our movement will listen. We will disagree for the very first time, because 2029 we are not going to negotiate peace. We are not going to negotiate peace in this country. We are going to win the elections on the first ballot, and President Weah, the former president of the country, will be elected, and he will return to the executive mansion. And we are not going to take anything about accepting results.
So will you disagree with the NEC?
I'm saying to you, listen, I'm saying to you, the popular will of the people, the consensus of the masses, everybody knows that the government, the current governance infrastructure now has failed miserably.
How much CDC determine
the only thing the United Party is concentrating on is the rig elections. We've intercepted that intelligence already. So we are working towards that. We will have counter political attack. We will have counter approach. Everything the United Party will do a double. We're going to show them on that. But that we are not going to this election 2029 with any atom of peace. We're not going to do that. We're not going to listen to anybody. We will not listen to anybody. By the time we reach 2029, the political vibration, the pillows, the cloud will dictate where the paradigm shift will be in terms of who enters the executive mansion. If George Weah does not enter the executive mansion, we can assure you Bwaga will be retired politically that day.
So we defy the NEC.
The NEC, we talk about NEC.
Oh, Mr. Wesseh,
the bigger NEC that the people, the marketeers, the motorcyclists, the disabled people, the people are realize that the people in Kample, in Buto, these are the real NEC. The real NEC talking about that the Kinjo massacre, the people who were massacred at Kinjo. You talking about the NEC, the students, the motorcyclists, the civil servants. Those are the NEC.
What's the final message?
So the final message is that we are encouraging Liberians who are being coerced in public offices, particularly civil servants who are now in public offices and being coerced, being compelled to form part of the Unity Party December 6 program. We are encouraging them that they are bringing $50 United States dollars to you. They are also in the communities, as I speak to you, they are going around with $50 United States dollars, and they have distributed 20,000 to each district. Each district leadership under the Unity Party have received 20,000. I'm saying this to you because we have the record, we have the evidence, and we have the fact. Each district in the Unity Party, each district from the Unity Party, under the Unity Party, have received 20,000 20,000. Auxiliaries, 10,000 each. So the young people must go to the Unity Party executives for their money because that money has been disbursed already. And Amos Stewart is leading that. Mo Ali is leading that. And Corina Crack is also leading that disbursement process of that money. So 20,000 go to districts and leadership under the banner of the Unity Party, and they are and then the 10,000 goes to auxiliaries. So that is the recruitment. They are taking state resources and they are also compelling and forcing civil servants. The forcing civil servants, they threaten them that if they don't leave, if the civil servants do not leave their jobs on December 6th, it means that they are against the Unity Party. It means that they will lose their jobs. It means that they will be thrown out, from their very offices. This is dangerous. It is dangerous. It is unprecedented that we are not running a military junta, a banana republic. We are not running a totalitarian state. We are not running an authoritarian state. We are running a democratic state where people must have their will and pleasure to decide which political party to support, which political event to support. But it is melancholic. It is melancholic. It is disgusting. It is desponding. It is flabbergasting, and it is also very, very frustrating and disappointing for the government of the day, to start worrying on assembling partisans and going in communities, taking taxpayer money. In the night, we saw one went to District number 9 in Bangistan, taking people's names down. They have begun paying people 50 United States dollars. 50 United States dollars. They have given each district 20,000. They are giving salary 10,000. It is dangerous. This is dangerous.
So, Mr. Alvin Wesseh,
So lastly, to have your own party statement, because I think you have expressed enough, you have spoken lengthily on several of national issues. So in your own party statement, what you like to tell many Liberians are watching you, and what do we hope to see from Alvin Wesseh in the coming months as the year is coming to a close?
Yeah, we want to assure our people that we are in charge about the political narrative. We are on course. We are on an irreversible trajectory, and our political leader is in good health. It was a toxic political machination, conspiracy intended to sway the masses of our people. That propaganda, it is so elementary that we're not going to waste our time on elementary propaganda. What we are concerned about is that when the people of our nation, of our country, when they have decided on who to become president 2029, we double dare anybody who will come out and think that they can steal elections. What Jeremiah Kun is contemplating, that he contemplate on stealing, that he contemplate on looting. The people of Nima are very angry with him. They are disenchanted. The young man is accumulating wealth and using it against his colleagues, dismissing them who disagree with him in these places. Look at Prince Mue going after people who are embracing development and change and transformation. This is how asking our people in the absolute to remain steadfast that we are completing our headquarters very soon. The process is ongoing. Our political leaders shall return in the country, and there will be a national country tour. But we want to encourage all of the young people who the Unity Party have reached out to. They abandon you after walking in poo water. Now, because they want to show that they have crowd compared to the money in government vehicles. The government vehicles are not parking in small communities with plenty US dollar in it, and they give people 50-50. So those of you who are following the young people, go for your money. Take the 50-50, go for your money. They have given your coordinators, given your auxiliary 10,000 each, and that money will be dispatched by Mo Ali. It's been dispatched by Amos Stewart and Cornelius Crab. Those people have dispatched 20,000 to each district in Mosorado and 10,000 to each auxiliary of the. So the young people who are listening, if anybody tells you that December 6th program, you should come out, just know that the investment of the resources have already begun, and the 8 million from NSA, portion of that money is being used toward that effect. And let us say thank you ever so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much.
So folks,
He's
that's it. Thanks for
Alvin
following.
Wesseh there from the CDC. Thanks for following. My name is Gerard Morris.